Which of the 9 chosen ones are you? Discover your divine mission. There's a reason you clicked on this video. Deep in your soul, you've always known you were different. You've felt it in the quiet moments when the world sleeps, in those inexplicable urges to seek something greater, something beyond the veil of ordinary existence. What if I told you that this feeling, this magnetic pull toward a higher purpose, isn't coincidence? What if you are one of the chosen ones, marked by destiny itself to fulfill a sacred mission that transcends time and space? Throughout every ancient civilization, across every sacred text ever written, there have always been those selected by forces beyond comprehension. 9 distinct types, 9 divine callings, 9 paths that lead to the awakening of humanity. The question burning in your mind right now should be, which one are you? Before we unveil these profound archetypes, understand this. You didn't find this video. This video found you. And by the end of our journey together, the veil will be lifted and you will see yourself, perhaps for the first time, as you truly are. In the hidden libraries of ancient wisdom, in texts that have survived millennia of suppression and destruction, there exists knowledge of those who carry the divine spark. These are not ordinary souls living ordinary lives. These are beings who remember what others have forgotten. They are spiritual entities experiencing a human journey, not the other way around. The truth that has been concealed from the masses is this: we are all chosen. Every single soul carries within it the seed of divinity. But here's what separates the awakened from the sleeping. Most have forgotten who they truly are. They've been lulled into a deep slumber by the systems designed to keep them docile, compliant, unaware of their magnificent power. But you're different. Something inside you never stopped whispering the truth. That whisper brought you here, to this moment, to discover which of the 9 sacred types you embody. Each of these 9 carries a unique frequency, a specific role in the grand cosmic design. Some are here to see beyond the veil of time. Others are here to shatter the chains of mental slavery. Some heal, some fight, some speak truths that burn through lies like divine fire. But all share one unified purpose: to elevate humanity from darkness into light. As we walk through each archetype, pay close attention to the resonance you feel in your chest, that subtle recognition in your soul. Your higher self already knows which path is yours. Your human mind is simply catching up to what your spirit has always understood. The Oracle, the one who sees beyond time. The first archetype is ancient, revered and absolutely essential to humanity's navigation through the storms of existence. This is the Oracle, the seer, the one whose eyes pierce through the fabric of linear time itself. Picture the great halls of ancient civilizations. Roman generals, knees bent, heads bowed, asking the oracle, "Will we triumph or will we fall?" The oracle's answer came not from guessing or hoping, but from genuine sight into the unfolding tapestry of destiny. This entity serves as the sacred bridge between what is known and what is yet to manifest. If you are the oracle, you possess what the ancients called the triple crown of divine perception. Clairvoyance, the clear seeing that allows you to witness events before they crystallize into physical reality. Clairaudience, the ability to hear the whispers of the universe that others dismiss as mere thoughts. And clairsentience, the gift of feeling the emotional and energetic undercurrents that move through every situation, every person, every moment. You are the empath who doesn't just feel emotions. You experience them as living, breathing energies. When someone enters a room, you don't just see their face, you see their entire energetic signature. You know what happened to them that morning. You feel the weight they carry. You sense the future they're walking toward, whether they see it or not. People are drawn to you like moths to flame, seeking guidance, desperate for answers that their logical minds cannot provide. They ask you questions, and somehow, inexplicably, you know the answers. Not because you studied or learned, but because you simply see. You see the threads of causality weaving through time. You see the consequences before the actions are taken. You see the destinations before the journeys begin. This gift is not without its burden. To see what others cannot see is to carry knowledge that can isolate you. You watch people make choices you know will lead to pain, and you must decide whether to speak or remain silent. You feel the collective anxiety before disasters strike. You sense shifts in the global consciousness before they manifest in the physical world. But your role is sacred. You are humanity's lighthouse in the fog of uncertainty. You are the prophet walking among the blind, offering glimpses of what lies ahead so that others may prepare, may change course, may align themselves with better timelines. The oracle has existed in every culture, Artionki Fisti, Sis, every era, every civilization that reached for something higher. You are that timeless archetype, reborn in this modern age, still serving the same eternal purpose. The free spirit, the uncontainable force. Now we arrive at the second archetype, the rebel soul, the one who cannot and will not be caged by the limitations others accept as reality. This is the free spirit, the embodiment of liberation itself. From the moment you took your first breath, you've been allergic to boxes. While others colored inside the lines, you questioned why lines existed at all. While society built its elaborate maze of expectations, rules, and predetermined paths, you stood at the entrance and simply walked away. You are the one parents don't quite understand, the one friends worry about because you won't just follow the safe, conventional route. But here's what they don't grasp. You're not lost. You're not confused. You're awake. And once you've seen through the illusion, there's no going back to sleep. You recognize the Matrix for what it is, a grand theater of control, designed to make souls believe they're free while keeping them locked in invisible cages. The job you're supposed to want, the car you're supposed to buy, the life you're supposed to live. You see it all as the elaborate fiction it truly is. Your parents pushed you toward stability. Your teachers demanded conformity. Society whispered seductively about security and acceptance. But something deeper, something truer, roared louder inside your chest. Freedom. Not the shallow freedom of choosing between option A and option B within a rigged system, but real freedom. The freedom to define your own existence, to write your own story, to walk a path that has never been walked before, because you are the one creating it with each step. This isn't rebellion for rebellion's sake. This isn't chaos for entertainment. This is the sacred recognition that your soul cannot flourish in captivity, no matter how golden the cage. You are here to demonstrate something that terrifies the systems of control. That a human being can live authentically, can reject the programming, can choose sovereignty over safety. You inspire simply by existing. When others see you living on your own terms, refusing to compromise your essence for comfort, something awakens in them. A forgotten dream, a buried desire, a whisper of possibility they thought they'd lost forever. The free spirit carries a revolutionary frequency. You don't need to lead movements or give speeches. Your very existence is the revolution. You prove that the walls are illusions, that the limitations are lies. That freedom isn't something you ask permission for, it's something you claim as your divine birthright. In a world of sleepwalkers following invisible shepherds, you are wide awake, running wild through fields they don't even know exist. And your footprints create paths for others to follow when they finally wake up and decide to run too. The truth teller, the voice of unwavering reality. The third archetype stands alone in a crowd of comfortable lies, speaking words that others fear to even think. This is the truth teller, the keeper of reality, the one whose tongue cannot form deception even when silence would be easier. You are incapable of pretense. While others master the art of social masks, carefully curating their words to please, to fit in, to avoid discomfort, you stand bare and authentic. The truth flows through you like a river that cannot be dammed, will not be redirected. refuses to slow down for anyone's comfort. This isn't about being harsh or cruel. This isn't about lacking compassion or tact. This is about something deeper, something sacred. You are hardwired to the frequency of truth itself, and anything less than absolute honesty feels like poison in your mouth, like betrayal of your very soul. In rooms full of polite fiction, you are the lightning strike of reality. When everyone agrees to ignore the elephant in the room, you not only point it out, you describe it in vivid detail. When comfortable lies are being passed around like communion, you bring the uncomfortable truth like bitter medicine that heals. Your voice shakes sometimes. Your hands tremble. Your heart pounds because you know what's coming. The backlash, the anger, the accusations of being too much, too intense, too honest. But you speak anyway, because staying silent when you know the truth feels like dying slowly from the inside out. Throughout history, truth-tellers have been prophets, whistleblowers, and revolutionaries. They've been silenced, exiled, and martyred. But they've also been the ones who changed everything. One person speaking truth in a sea of lies creates ripples that become waves that become tsunamis of awakening. You see through the facades. You detect the inconsistencies in official narratives. You feel the discord between what people say and what they actually mean. You recognize manipulation, gaslighting, and deception not because you're cynical, but because you're tuned to a frequency of authenticity that makes falsehood glaringly obvious. The world needs you now more than ever. We live in an age of unprecedented deception, where truth is called conspiracy, where facts are called opinions, where reality itself is being rewritten by those who profit from confusion. You are the anchor to what is real, what is true, what is undeniable. Yes, your path is lonely sometimes. Truth-tellers often walk alone because most people prefer comfortable delusions to uncomfortable realities. But you are not here to be popular. You are here to be true. And in your unwavering commitment to reality, you give others permission to stop pretending, to stop lying, to finally live in alignment with what they actually know to be true. Your courage to speak when your voice shakes is the courage that changes worlds. The inspiring infiltrator. The Trojan horse of awakening. The fourth archetype operates with stunning elegance, slipping truth past the guards of resistance through the gateway of beauty and art. This is the inspiring infiltrator, the stealth operative of consciousness, the one who awakens millions without them even realizing they're being awakened. If you are this archetype, you understand something profound about human psychology. People resist direct confrontation with truth. Tell someone to wake up, and they'll dig deeper into sleep. Preach at them about enlightenment, and they'll run toward distraction. But wrap that same truth in beauty, in art, in entertainment, in inspiration, and suddenly it slips past every defense mechanism like a whisper in the night. You might be stunning to look at, blessed with physical beauty that opens doors and captures attention. But you're wise enough to recognize that beauty as a tool, not an identity, a vehicle, not a destination. You use it strategically, knowing that people will listen to an attractive face, will trust charisma, will be captivated by aesthetic appeal. And while they're captivated, you deliver the payload of consciousness-expanding truth. You are the artist who hides profound spiritual wisdom in song lyrics that millions sing without fully grasping the depth. You are the influencer whose feed looks like lifestyle content, but is actually coded with frequencies of awakening. You are the actor who chooses roles that subtly question reality, plant seeds of doubt about the official narrative, inspire people to think beyond their programming, the mainstream channels, the very systems designed to keep people asleep, have ironically given you the platform to wake them up. You've infiltrated the enemy's stronghold and are broadcasting truth right under their noses. They think you're harmless because you're entertaining. They think you're safe because you're popular. They don't realize you're the most dangerous kind of revolutionary. the kind that changes minds without triggering defense mechanisms. You understand the art of subtlety. Like the wise grandmother who hides medicine in sweet food, you blend transformative concepts with palatable content. You know that a single metaphor in a popular song can plant a seed that blooms months or years later into full awakening. You know that a beautiful image with a carefully crafted caption can bypass the logical mind and speak directly to the soul. Other chosen ones might judge you, thinking you're too mainstream, too commercial, too concerned with aesthetics. But you know better. You know that meeting people where they are, speaking their language, entering their world, is how you actually reach them. You can't wake someone up by screaming at them from outside their window. You have to gently enter their dream and guide them toward the exit. Millions follow you. Millions consume your content. And woven into everything you create are threads of truth, breadcrumbs leading back to authentic consciousness, subtle invitations to question, to wonder, to wake up. You are the Trojan horse of enlightenment, and your mission is absolutely critical in this age of mass media and digital influence. The confused chosen one, the awakened soul in limbo. The fifth archetype is perhaps the most relatable, the most human, the most heartbreaking. This is the confused chosen one, the soul who sees the truth, but hasn't yet found the courage to fully live it. You are awake. Make no mistake about that. You see through the lies of the media. You recognize the corruption of the systems. You understand that consciousness is infinite, that we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. That reality is far stranger and more magnificent than the official story suggests. You've done the reading. You've watched the videos. You've had the mystical experiences that proved beyond doubt that there is so much more to existence than what we've been taught. You know the truth. The problem is, you're still living the lie. You wake up and go to a job that feels soul-crushing because bills need to be paid. You engage in small talk about topics that feel meaningless because that's what's expected. You participate in a system you know is broken because stepping out of it feels too dangerous, too uncertain, too impossible. The gap between your consciousness and your circumstances creates a constant, gnawing dissonance. You feel like a fraud. You feel like a coward. You feel stuck between two worlds, belonging fully to neither. Too awake to be comfortable in the matrix, too afraid to fully unplug. This is not a character flaw. This is not weakness. This is the natural middle stage of awakening, and countless chosen ones move through it. The confusion isn't about not knowing the truth. The confusion is about how to bridge the gap between the life you're living and the life your soul is screaming for you to live. You're standing at the edge of the cliff, and your spirit knows you need to jump. But your human mind is listing every reason why jumping is insane. You're caught in the tension between divine calling and human fear, between spiritual knowing and material concern, between who you truly are and who you've pretended to be for so long that the mask feels like your face. But here's what you need to understand. This stage is temporary. This confusion is actually a sign that you're processing, integrating, preparing. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by staying comfortable. It dissolves completely in the cocoon, and that dissolution feels a lot like confusion, like losing yourself, like not knowing what's happening. You're not stuck. You're transforming. The very fact that you feel this discomfort means you're still moving forward. The day you become comfortable with the contradiction is the day you should worry. But you're not comfortable. That restlessness, that divine discontent, that constant feeling that something needs to change, that's your soul refusing to let you settle. The jump will come. The transition will happen. One day, the pain of staying the same will finally exceed the fear of change, and you will move. You will take that first terrifying step toward aligning your outer life with your inner truth. And when you do, you'll discover that the universe has been waiting for that exact moment to catch you, to support you, to show you that the leap was never as dangerous as your mind insisted it was. Your confusion is sacred. Honor it. Be patient with yourself, and trust that you're exactly where you need to be in your journey. If this resonates with you, if you're feeling the call to finally step into your truth, subscribe to this channel. We're building a community of awakened souls, supporting each other through every stage of this journey. You're not alone in this. The Hermit, the seeker of sacred solitude. The sixth archetype walks a path that seems lonely to those who don't understand, but feels profoundly connected to those who do. This is the Hermit, the master of solitude, the one who found infinity in silence. You crave alone time the way others crave social validation. While the world rushes toward noise, distraction, and constant stimulation, you retreat inward toward stillness, presence, and the vast spaciousness of your own consciousness. You are the one who turns off your phone for an entire day and feels liberated rather than anxious. You are the one who finds a secluded spot in nature, sits in meditation for hours, and emerges feeling more connected to everything than any party or social gathering ever made you feel. Trees are not just plants to you. They are ancient beings, teachers, holders of wisdom that predates human civilization. When you hug a tree, you're not being whimsical or eccentric. You're literally communing with a life force that has been observing this planet for potentially hundreds of years. You feel its energy. You hear its subtle communication. You draw strength from its rootedness. You understand the elements, not as scientific concepts, but as living expressions of divine creative force. Water speaks to you about flow and adaptation. Fire teaches you about transformation and passion. Earth grounds you in presence and stability. Air reminds you of the invisible forces that move everything. You breathe consciously, drawing in prana, that vital life force that animates all existence. While others breathe automatically, you breathe intentionally, knowing that breath is the bridge between body and spirit, between matter and consciousness. Your emotional world is not something to be suppressed or ignored. It is a landscape to be explored, understood, and mastered. You sit with your feelings rather than running from them. You dive deep into your inner experience, excavating layers of conditioning, trauma, and belief until you reach the pure essence of your being. People call you antisocial. They worry about you. They don't understand why you'd rather be alone than join the crowd heading in the wrong direction. But you know something they don't. You know that following a crowd doesn't prevent loneliness. In fact, some of the loneliest people on Earth are surrounded by others constantly. True connection doesn't come from physical proximity to other humans. It comes from alignment with your own soul, and through that, with the soul of all existence. You've discovered the profound paradox. In your solitude, you are never truly alone. The universe sends exactly the right person at exactly the right moment when genuine connection is needed. Synchronicity operates freely in your life because you've created the inner space for it to happen. The Hermit is not running from the world. The Hermit is preparing for deeper engagement with it. Every great spiritual teacher throughout history spent significant time in solitude. Buddha under the Bodhi tree, Jesus in the desert, Muhammad in the cave, Moses on the mountain. They weren't avoiding their missions. They were preparing for them. You are doing the same. In your sacred solitude, you are becoming the truest version of yourself. You are shedding the false identities. You are hearing your authentic voice clearly, because you've silenced all the external noise that drowns it out. When you emerge from your cave, whether that cave is literal or metaphorical, you bring with you a depth of presence, a quality of peace, a reservoir of wisdom that can only be accessed in stillness. You become the calm center in a world of chaos, and others are drawn to that calm without even understanding why. Your solitude is not selfish. It is sacred service. You are learning to master yourself so that you can serve others more effectively. You are filling your own cup so that you have something to pour out. The warrior, the fighter for collective freedom. The seventh archetype does not compromise, does not retreat, does not surrender in the face of darkness. This is the warrior, the fierce defender of truth, the champion of humanity's liberation. You did not come to this planet to be comfortable. You did not incarnate in this critical time in human history to play it safe. You are here for battle, and you know it in your bones. Not battle with swords and guns, but battle for minds, for souls, for the very essence of human freedom and dignity. While others turn the other cheek, you plant your feet and refuse to move. While others choose the path of least resistance, you choose the path of most impact. While others whisper their truths carefully to avoid controversy, you shout yours from the rooftops regardless of who it offends. You are the warrior king, the warrior queen, the embodiment of divine justice and righteous fury. You see the manipulation, the deception, the systems designed to keep humanity enslaved, and something ignites in your chest. Not hatred, not anger for anger's sake, sacred rage. The kind of fire that burns through lies and illuminates truth. You stand on the battlefield every single day. That battlefield might be social media, where you post truths that get you censored, banned, attacked. That battlefield might be your workplace, where you refuse to comply with policies that violate your integrity. That battlefield might be your family, where you're the only one willing to question the official narratives everyone else accepts without thought. You take the arrows. You absorb the criticism. You face the backlash. And you keep standing because you understand something essential. Freedom is never given by oppressors. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Truth is never handed down from corrupt systems. It must be fought for by those brave enough to seek it. You are not interested in being liked. You are not concerned with popularity. You are not trying to win approval from those who've already surrendered their sovereignty. You are here to wake people up, even if that means shaking them violently out of their comfortable sleep. Some call you extreme. Some call you radical. Some say you're too intense, too much, too unwilling to compromise. But you know that compromise with evil is still evil. That meeting tyranny halfway is still tyranny. That accepting partial truth mixed with lies is still accepting lies. Throughout history, warriors like you have been ridiculed, persecuted, and martyred. They've also been the ones who changed everything. Every freedom we enjoy today was won by warriors who refused to bow, refused to break, refused to give up no matter the cost. You embody the strength that others pray for, but are too afraid to cultivate in themselves. You speak the words that others think, but lack the courage to voice. You take the stands that others admire from a safe distance, but won't take themselves. Your mission is not just personal awakening. Your mission is collective liberation. You fight not just for your own freedom, but for the freedom of those who don't even know they're enslaved. You battle the darkness not because you're reckless, but because you're brave enough to face what others pretend doesn't exist. You are the tip of the spear, the first into battle, the last to retreat, and in your warrior spirit, others find their own courage awakening. Your refusal to submit gives them permission to stand. Your boldness inspires their own. The world needs warriors now more than ever. The battle for human consciousness is real, and you are on the front lines. The healer, the transformer of body and soul. The eighth archetype understands that true revolution begins not in the streets, but in the cells of our bodies. In the thoughts we think, in the foods we consume, in the way we treat our physical temples. This is the healer, the guardian of vitality, the one who transforms lives through the sacred science of wellness. You've discovered a truth that pharmaceutical companies spend billions trying to hide. The body is designed to heal itself when given the right conditions. You understand that food is not just fuel. It is information, it is medicine, it is the most fundamental form of alchemy, where what you consume literally becomes you. You are the evangelist of eating to live, not living to eat. You've rejected the standard diet of processed poison that keeps people sick, tired, and dependent on medications that treat symptoms while ignoring causes. You've embraced a way of nourishing your body that honors its true nature, its evolutionary design, its capacity for vibrant health when treated with respect. Your morning doesn't start with coffee and processed sugar. It starts with living foods, fresh fruits bursting with enzymes and life force, green juices that flood your system with chlorophyll and vitality, foods that were recently alive, carrying the energy of the sun and earth directly into your cells. You've experienced the transformation personally. You remember what it felt like to live in the standard way, tired by noon, brain fog, inflammation, dependency on stimulants just to function. And you remember the shift. The moment you changed your relationship with food and everything changed. Suddenly, energy, clarity, vibrancy. A body that actually works the way it's supposed to work. Now you cannot stay silent. You've become a living testimony to the power of proper nutrition and holistic wellness. Whether you're a fitness instructor, a nutritional coach, a yoga teacher, or simply someone who transformed their own life and now helps others do the same, your mission is clear: to heal through education, through example, through compassionate guidance. You understand that health is not just about the physical body. The mind, body, and spirit are interconnected. Toxic thoughts create toxic biochemistry. Unprocessed trauma stores itself in tissues and organs. Spiritual disconnection manifests as physical disease. True healing addresses all layers of the human experience. You teach people that they have more power over their health than they've been led to believe, that they don't have to accept chronic illness as normal, that aging doesn't have to mean deteriorating, that the human body, when properly supported, is capable of extraordinary healing and regeneration. You show them that in just days, not months or years, they can feel dramatically different. More energy, better sleep, clearer thinking, reduced inflammation. The evidence is in your own radiant health, in the glow of your skin, in the vitality you exude that makes people ask, "What are you doing differently?" Your work is revolutionary because it empowers individuals to take back control of their health from systems that profit from sickness. Every person you heal is one less customer for the pharmaceutical industry. Every person you teach to eat real food is one less person buying processed garbage from corporations that poison for profit. You face resistance. People are addicted to their comfort foods, their convenient choices, their familiar patterns, even when those patterns are killing them. But you persist because you know that once someone experiences true vitality, there's no going back. Once they feel what real health feels like, they can never unsee the connection between their choices and their well-being. You are a healer in the truest sense. Not someone who heals people, but someone who teaches people to heal themselves. And that is the most powerful medicine of all. The Elder, the keeper of ancient wisdom. The ninth and final archetype is perhaps the most revered, the most essential, the most sacred. This is the Elder, the shaman, the wisdom keeper, the one who holds the keys to knowledge that stretches back through countless generations. You are the living library. In your presence, people feel they are touching something timeless, something that transcends the temporary chaos of modern life. You carry in your being the accumulated wisdom of decades, perhaps lifetimes, of observation, experience, and spiritual practice. You are the shaman in Peru, guiding seekers through transformative ayahuasca ceremonies that dissolve the ego and reveal the infinite. You are the guru in India, sitting under the same tree where generations before you have sat, offering teachings that have been passed down through centuries. You are the elder in Africa, the keeper of ancestral knowledge, the one who remembers the old ways when everything else has been forgotten. Your age is not a limitation. It is your credential. Your wrinkles are not signs of decay, but evidence of wisdom earned through experience. Your slow movements are not weakness, but the measured pace of someone who has learned that rushing serves no purpose. Your quiet voice commands more respect than the loud pronouncements of those who know far less. You have witnessed the cycles. You've seen trends come and go, watched societies rise and fall, observed the patterns that repeat throughout human history. This gives you a perspective that younger souls simply cannot possess. You are not fooled by what appears new because you recognize that underneath the surface, the same lessons keep presenting themselves until humanity finally learns them. You serve as a guide not through force, but through presence. People seek you out. They travel great distances. They sit at your feet, hungry for the wisdom you carry. And you give it freely, knowing that wisdom is not diminished by sharing but multiplied. You teach not just with words, but with your entire being. The way you move through the world, the peace in your eyes, the patience in your responses, all of it communicates truths that transcend language. You are a living demonstration that it is possible to age with grace, to accumulate years without accumulating bitterness, to face mortality without fear. You hold the keys to ancient spiritual technologies that modern science is only beginning to rediscover. Plant medicine, energy healing, meditation practices, breathwork, ceremony, ritual. These are not primitive superstitions, but sophisticated tools for consciousness expansion that your ancestors mastered and you have inherited. Your mission is to ensure that this wisdom does not die with you. You are the bridge between the ancient past and the uncertain future. You take the flame that has been carried through dark ages and pass it carefully to the next generation, trusting that they will carry it forward even as the world continues to change. You spread love for humanity not through passionate speeches, but through patient teaching. You illuminate not by blazing brightly, but by burning steadily, a constant light that others can navigate toward in the darkness. In a world obsessed with youth, speed, and novelty, you stand as a reminder that some things gain value with age, that wisdom cannot be rushed, that certain truths can only be understood after walking the path for decades, that the elder's role is not to follow, but to guide, not to change, but to ground, not to speak constantly, but to speak when the words carry weight. You are the roots of the tree of humanity, anchoring us when storms come, nourishing us from the deep wisdom you've tapped into over your long journey. Your divine mission awaits. These are the 9 types of chosen ones walking among us, each fulfilling their unique and sacred purpose in the grand design of human awakening. The oracle who sees beyond time, the free spirit who shatters limitations, the truth teller who speaks reality into existence, the inspiring infiltrator who plants seeds of consciousness through beauty, the confused chosen one who is preparing for the leap, the hermit who masters the inner realm, the warrior who fights for collective freedom, the healer who transforms through wellness, and the elder who guards ancient wisdom. Each of us carries a different frequency, a unique gift, a specific role to play. We did not all incarnate here to do the same thing. The cosmic plan requires diversity of function. We are pieces of a vast puzzle, and every piece is essential. As you listened to these descriptions, you felt something, a recognition, a resonance, a knowing. Perhaps one archetype felt like home. Perhaps you recognized elements of yourself in multiple types. This is your soul speaking to you, reminding you of the mission you agreed to before you took this human form. The question now is, what will you do with this knowing? Will you step fully into your role, embracing the responsibilities and challenges that come with it? Or will you continue to play small, to hide your gifts, to pretend you're ordinary when you know you are anything but? The world is in desperate need of awakened souls operating at full capacity. Humanity is at a crossroads, and the chosen ones are being called forward. Not because we're better than others, but because we agreed to wake up first, to remember first, to serve as way showers and light bearers for those still sleeping. Which archetype resonated most deeply with you? Drop a comment below and share your journey. Let's build a community of chosen ones, supporting each other, recognizing each other, empowering each other to fulfill our divine missions. If this video awakened something in you, if you felt the truth of these words in your soul, then subscribe to this channel. We're gathering the awakened, the seekers, the ones who know there's more to this existence than what we've been told. This is your tribe. This is your family. This is where you belong. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having the courage to watch until the end. Thank you for being one of those brave souls willing to step into your power and serve the awakening of humanity. You are not alone on this journey. You have never been alone. And now you know why you've always felt different. Because you are. You're one of the chosen ones, and your divine mission is waiting for you to finally, fully step into it.